Hello you guys, and thank you for joining me again in another video. Today is an absolutely beautiful, sunny, windy day, but sunny. The first sunny day we've had from the beginning of the year. But I just wanted to quickly show you this beautiful Japanese pieris tree, which is in full flower at the moment. These beautiful white flowers. And I just love, and everybody actually, for a pieris tree, it's taken on a really unusual, almost Japanese shape. And everybody who comes to visit the garden loves this and asks me how I managed to get it like this. And I tell them it's a secret. But it's not, it just grew like this. I've just pruned the angel eye rose bush over here in the pot. I just trimmed that back, and let me just quickly show you the roses that are the beautiful Victorian rose that I don't know the name of. I will find out the name of it. That was here when we came, and this year, I don't know why, but it just looks so full that I'm hoping that I'm going to get a really bountiful splash of roses from that this year. So let's head off around the front because I want to show you something. I've done a couple of changes around the front and I'll show you what I've done. So I have two of these viburnum tinus trees. I love them. Chris hates them. Every time he comes home, he says to me, get rid of those trees. And I say, no, I'm not getting rid of them. For spite of him, I'm not getting rid of them. So I was going to shape them down, cut them right down. And then I decided that's not going to satisfy Chris, because next year they're going to be back up to what size they were already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to almost topiary it. I know it's not going to look like a topiary, but it will allow some light in at the bottom, give me some more space to plant some things that will grow around the base of it, and hopefully it won't look like such a big block of green for Chris. I did one yesterday, which I'll take you around and show you, that it looks very different to what this does. So I'm going to get on with doing that now, but first of all I'm going to show you the other one, and I'm also going to show you the pot that I took the Cornus cusa out of. I've repositioned over by the library, the window of the library, and I've planted my angel eye beautiful rose bush that I bought last year that I didn't get around to planting. So that's in the pot, so come and have a look.
And you pulled out a selectrium.
Oh yes, and there was a selectrium here that always got very big. We planted it here against the window and the wall. It used to get very, very tall, and then it used to collapse because of the wind coming from this direction. So every year we kept saying we'd move it, we'd move it. So this year we took the bull by the horns. I came out yesterday, I stuck my spade down, I dug it up, I divided it into three. So I struck while the iron was hot. I divided it into three and I planted it around the other side of the house where it's slightly more sheltered. So hopefully that will recuperate, regenerate, and come back. Can you see Scooter relaxing in the sunshine? Not a care in the world, has he? All he's worried about is when Harold is going to bark next. So this is what I've done with the viburnum tinus. Obviously, I've had to remove the flowers, but next year I'll get out earlier before it starts flowering and reshape them. And hopefully I'll get to be a little bit more precise with the shape of the kind of topiaries. It's the Tudor rose vase with the precious ruby stemmed rose. And it's called Rosa Precious Ruby. Beautiful, beautiful fuchsia pink. So that's in there. I need to get some more compost today to top up that pot. So now I'm going to get on with pruning the viburnum tinus. Oh, and the camellia's in flower at the moment. A workaway last year absolutely hammered it with a chainsaw. Unbeknown to me, halved the size of it, and I thought it was never going to come back, but it did, so that's okay. Now I'm going to go around and get on with doing this, and then come join me inside where I'm going to be making you the most delicious, amazing carrot with crushed pineapple cake that keeps it super moist and super delicious. Looking forward to having that with a cup of tea. I think it looks much better. And what I did was I didn't do it into different topiaries. I just did it into one bowl because I thought it's a shame to lose the flower. So we'll just keep it nice and tidy for Chris for next year. And Chris actually approves of it. So, success story. Now let's head off inside and make that delicious cake, because I'm starving. And just to annoy Chris, I'm going to mention the word so many times. So. Okay, for the cake. This is a absolutely delicious version of a carrot cake. It's super fluffy, super moist, and that's all because of the addition of one extra ingredient, and that is crushed pineapple. Now, I couldn't find crushed pineapple in a tin, so I just bought a tin of ring pineapple. I drained off the juice, I crushed it, and then I measured out 1 cup. Let me run through with you what you're going to need first of all, and then we'll get on with the ingredients, and we'll leave the topping for whilst the cake is in the oven so we can clear some of this away. I've got for the ingredients 2 cups of plain flour, 2 cups of grated carrot. The nice thing about this recipe is it's in cups. I have got 1.5 cups of white sugar, granulated sugar or caster sugar. I've got 1 cup of crushed pineapple with the juice reserved because we're going to use the juice in some of the icing for the frosting on the top. I've got 1 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil, to which I've added 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I have 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 4 large eggs, or in my case, I've got 5 smallish to medium eggs, 1 cup of chopped walnuts for inside the cake, and then we'll have a few full walnuts for on the top, and 1 cup of shredded coconut. In this little plate here, I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let me just make sure I've got this right. 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda or bread soda. I have 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and I have 1 full teaspoon of cinnamon. And I have a teaspoon of salt. And that's all in that little bowl there. All the ingredients are listed. Chris will list them in the caption below. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 170 Celsius fan or 340 Fahrenheit. And to my reference, I'm sure, Chris, you still didn't do me that list of oven temperatures, but anyway, I'll do it myself. Gas mark 4. Okay, so in this bowl, we're going to add our flour, and we're going to add all our salt, bicarb, baking soda, and spices. Okay, and we're going to give that a mix through, just to incorporate those ingredients together. And now we're going to set that aside. That's bowl number 1 done. Then in bowl number 2, we are going to get our oil, vanilla. Make sure we get all that out. Okay. Then we're also going to get our sugar. Those sugars. And we're going to beat those 2 together. Okay, so we're going to crack our eggs into our bowl one at a time. And just make sure that they're okay. Scooter said he's a fan of raw carrots, but he's not a fan of cooked carrots. So he's not sure whether he'll enjoy the carrot cake. Yes, he will. Scooter loves cake, any cake. Okay, so we're going to whisk in our eggs. Next, we're going to add in our crushed pineapple. And remember, this is the ingredient that's going to make this cake really fluffy and super, super, super soft and moist. And our grated carrots going in there. Look at the colour of that, it's just beautiful. Okay, the next stage is we're going to fold in our desiccated coconut, flour, okay, and we just want to incorporate this until it's just combined. We don't want to whisk this or overwork it. So that goes. Oh, sorry about that. The racket Nikolai's making. Sorry, Scooter. Well, Scooter hasn't flinched. Once we've incorporated our dry ingredients, which is our flour and our spices. We will then add in our walnuts, just folding them in also, and then we will divide this cake mixture batter between 2 tins and into the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. You can check by sticking a skewer in and making sure it's cooked. Oh my gosh, if you could smell the aroma from this. It's absolutely wonderful. Now the flour's been incorporated, so we can then just fold in our walnuts. The top. So you want to just divide it between the two. Okay, cakes are in the oven. Now let's get on with making the lovely, beautiful, fresh, zesty, zengy frosting. So we have 250 grams of soft, room temperature cream cheese. So we're going to give that a whisk and just get that loosened up. Once that's nice and loose, I'm going to add my 2 cups of sieved icing sugar, powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar. And I'm going to just stir that in a little bit initially to incorporate some of it so that it doesn't end up going all over me and all over the kitchen. So I always find that if you just mix it a little bit with your spatula and incorporate most of that white cloudy dust, then the chances are it won't go 360 degrees all over Nikolai's face. Can't have that now, can we? Okay. Give that another beat. So into that now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the delicious reserved pineapple juice that we left over from the pineapples. And I think that should leave us with the perfect consistency. I shall let you know. You can add a little bit more icing sugar if you need to, if you find it's a little bit too thin. I think to me that looks just about right. I'll have a wee scrape down of the sides. Look at Nikolai trying to use his right hand. Do you think now that he learned his lesson from the last day when everything went all over the shop, Nikolai using his right hand is a non-starter? Do you know that when I made the last cake for Peggy, which was a raspberry and white chocolate cheesecake, and I used my right hand and I had disaster, do you know what she said to me at the end of it? She said, "Is that the reason why it tasted funny? Because you used your right hand to stir it?" Oh, she's in. Okay, folks, that is the consistency we're looking for. Okay? So perfect. Oh. This mixer is a disaster. So we're going to leave that aside and we're going to let our cakes cook. We're going to take them out. We're going to leave them in the tin for 10 minutes. We're going to then take them out of the tin, put them onto wire racks to cool completely before we sandwich them together with this lovely icing, and then we drizzle some over the top, and then we'll decorate with some lovely chopped pistachios and some walnuts and maybe a flower or 2. Now that I've got that off my chest about Peggy, we might use a flower. In the meantime, I'm going to have a teaspoon of pineapple juice because I love pineapple. So the icing is done. We're just waiting for the cakes and then we'll have to let them cool completely. And in the meantime, Chris has taken up a new hobby. He's decided to be the next Monet. So he's very, very modest in saying that he isn't very good at the moment, but I think his first attempt at these couple of paintings that he's painted are absolutely amazing, in my opinion. You may be an artist and you may think they're absolute rubbish. That's up to you. And I said to him, what a clever idea, because now I can get him to do all my little signs for the garden. I can get him to do little birds and things on slates, the old slates from the roof of the house, and we can dot them around the place. So where there isn't a bit of colour or pop of colour, I can always pop one of Chris's paintings. So let me just show you. I'll just bring them down here. Here we have a couple of trees, which I think are absolutely stunning. And then a beautiful bird, amazing, amazing bird. And then some beautiful peony roses, which all I think are really quite charming. So I will be auctioning these off on the day of the open garden to raise even more money for my charity, which this year I have decided is the homeless hostel in Sligo, which I do often do a shift here and there for, and so they need money, and so we're going to raise the roof this year of the gardens, and we're going to raise a lot of money for these guys. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of Chris's art. Do you think he's going to make me a proper millionaire like Jackie Onassis, the real Jackie Onassis? We shall see. Okay, you guys, cakes are completely cold, so now let's get that delicious pineapple frosting on here. We're just going to put a couple of dollops into the middle here. We'll sandwich it together, and then we'll put lots of icing, fudge ice or frosting on the top. Okay, so let's just work that out to the sides, nice with a tool. Now I'm going to put this one on top of this one, and we're going to sandwich it together like so. And then you're just going to put a layer on top. We're going to spread that out. Okay, and once that's completely coated, we're going to get our, may as well use up all of this lovely frosting. We're going to get our mix of chopped pistachios and unsalted pistachios and chopped walnuts, and we're just going to do a nice crunchy layer around the outside circle. And those colours are just beautiful. And now for the all-important taste test. Nikolai's going to get to try his wares. I'm going to cut a small slice because it's before dinner. Nikolai has to eat dinner. Never stop me from eating cake first. However, we've got our plate on already. Got our cake cut. Now we're going to take a slice. Ooh la la. Just take a look at that. Absolutely beautifully moist and fluffy and right. And now I'm going to try a slice. I only have to make that noise on scooters here. Of course, this is beautiful. I should stop, but I can't. Do you want to try some, Chris? You can just stop it now, dear. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please do try this delicious cake and let me know how you get on in the comments below. Don't be scared of baking. It's not that difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do it. What do you think, Chris? Delicious. Good. Stop. I have to eat my dinner.